Live from the Channels Television Global Headquarters here in Lagos, Nigeria, you're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu, and today we'll put our focus on the North Central region. We start off in Nasarawa State, where Governor Abdullahi Sule has launched the second Nasarawa State multi-door courthouse located in Karu local government area of the state. The development marks a pivotal step in enhancing the state's business environment, as the court is designed to serve as an alternative dispute resolution mechanism, particularly focusing on business-related conflicts. The government, through the State Agency for Investment and Development, also organized a public-private partnership training for ministries, departments, and agencies, and a business support training for small businesses on how to navigate climate risks and capitalize on sustainable investments. Our correspondent Halima Gayam has this report.
Nasarawa State business-related ministries, departments and agencies assemble for this public-private partnerships PPP training organized by the State Investment and Development Agency in collaboration with the United Kingdom Nigeria Infrastructure Advisory Facility, UKNIF. The aim is to empower them with the knowledge and skills necessary to effectively implement the state's PPP frameworks.
How do you inspire the confidence of the private sector for them to engage and participate in your economy? The frameworks must be there. The procedures must be clear. There must be transparency. And that is why this workshop is very critical, because we'll be talking you through the protocols, the procedures for engaging a private partner in the delivery of infrastructure in the state.
About 200 small businesses from the state are also trained on climate-smart practices as part of the state's commitment to supporting businesses to become resilient to climate change while tapping into new investment opportunities.
The ultimate, target of all this is we want those people to know that there's a benefit to switching. There's a benefit to them switching to more climate-smart practices, and those benefits span across, environmental benefits, and in many occasions even financial benefits, because our agreement with Nasarawa State is that we will push for climate financing to come to these businesses as additional sources of income for them.
Governor Abdullahi Sule flags off the second multi-outdoor courthouse in Karu local government area as part of the state strategy to sustain the ease of doing business and attract more investment and foster entrepreneurship.
The introduction of the multi-door court system in Nasarawa State will ensure that any kind of investment, be it in oil and gas, be it in mining, be it in big pharma or manufacturing, there will be an enabling judicial system that fosters alternative dispute resolution for quick and speedy administration of justice.
Excellency, the Governor. The Governor emphasized the importance of the project, highlighting how it aligns with the state's vision for economic growth and development.
This is an image maker for me. Most of the investors that we are going to come most likely will not be interested in going all the way to Lafia. When they land in Abuja, this is where they want to come, in order to look at things. Even if they are doing business in Away, in Karu, in the rest of that, majority will tell them to come to Lafia because that's where the seat of government is. But I know as a businessman that majority of them, especially the multinationals, this is where they want to come. So please, we want the quality of this place kept.
The Nasarawa State Governor is driving an industrialization agenda and not relenting in implementing reforms and initiatives geared towards the actualization of the agenda for economic growth and development of the state. Halima Gayam, Channels Television News.
The Minister of State for Works, Mr. Bello Gorunyo, has reaffirmed the federal government's commitments to improving road maintenance across the country. According to him, the government is exploring innovations and initiatives to increase funding for the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, to ensure Nigerian roads become more motorable. He stated this in Lokoja, the Kogi state capital, during his working visit to the state.
The Minister of State for Works, Mr. Bello Goronyo, arrives at Kogi State Office of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FERMA, in the company of the Managing Director of the agency, as well as directors and zonal heads. He begins with this meeting with the field officers of the agency to emphasize the importance of ensuring the nation's roads are in good condition.
Yes, we have a lot of issues of funding. I've been saying it time without number, that there is nowhere in the world that budget can maintain roads. So we have to look at alternative sources of funding. You cannot maintain over 30-something thousand kilometers of roads, 36,000 kilometers of roads with a budget. There's no way.
Earlier, the head of the Federal Road Maintenance Agency in Kogi State briefed the minister on developments in the state before his arrival.
We have a total of 6 number contracts in Kogi State in 2024. 5 have successfully been executed, while 1 is at 60% completion. On the challenges, we have insecurity. Yes, we've been very lucky. I'll put it lucky because just last 2 weeks, my driver escaped one. Kogi State is a bit volatile when it comes to kidnapping, but with good collaboration with the security agencies, we've not really had any casualty on our own side. Then insufficient budget allocation. The contract allocation on our federal road is very, very insignificant compared to the quantum of failures on our road.
Done with interactive sessions, the minister and his team set out to inspect some of the federal roads. The first port of call is the Okene-Ajaokuta-Itobe Road, where the agency reinstated collapsed culverts and some failed sections of the road. He also inspects the Okene-Ebile Road, where general maintenance and repairs were carried out. Meanwhile, the managing director of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency expresses satisfaction with some of the remediation works.
Sectional repairs spanning 4 kilometers was also done. But more importantly is the impact of this work to the community. We've had attestations from the community that the work we've done has reduced security risk to the community, kidnapping has reduced, and it has had a huge social economic impact on this community.
The minister is assuring that there will be a remarkable improvement on most of the nation's roads by the end of this year.
Staying in Kogi State, as part of efforts to reduce unemployment in the country, the federal government has presented empowerment items to 500 women in the state. Speaking at the event in Lokoja, the Kogi State capital, the wife of the president, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, says the federal government is determined to ensure a better life for all women in the country. The presentation of empowerment items is facilitated through the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to President Bola Tinubu on Sustainable Development Goals.
We continue to bless you.
Women from the 21 local government areas of Kogi State gather at the Civic Center in Lokoja, the state capital, for the presentation of empowerment items by Nigeria's First Lady, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, through the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals. The government commends the gesture, which it says unlocks the potential of women as nurturers, and is thankful that women from Kogi are the latest beneficiaries.
Empowering women strengthens families, communities, and the nation. These empowerment items here are not just gifts, but opportunities, tools for self-reliance and economic growth. To the beneficiaries, I urge you to please use this to support yourself wisely, transforming it into thriving enterprise that will inspire others.
This Renew Hope initiative, under her able leadership and guidance, continue to serve as a beacon of empowerment and economic transformation, aligning seamlessly with our national development priorities and the Sustainable Development Goals. Today's program is not just about distributing empowerment items. It's about unlocking potentials, fostering economic independence, and creating opportunities for women to strive.
Nigeria's First Lady, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, is represented by the wife of the governor of Kogi State, Mrs. Sefinat Ododo, who highlights the need to improve the livelihood of women.
The women in the zone will today be given their items such as chest freezer, mass gas cookers with ovens and generators, and industrial grinding machine to start and grow existing businesses.
She then flags off the empowerment program and makes a symbolic presentation on behalf of the First Lady.
Agricultural experts in Kwara State believe that capacity building in commercial food production as part of livestock value chain can be an added advantage for food security and job creation. The experts were speaking at the end of a 5-day capacity building program for 100 livestock farmers on food production organized by the Kwara L-Press and the World Bank, where they emphasized that as simple as food production is, it's capable of addressing farmers-herders clashes.
It's one more value chain in the bag for these livestock farmers in Kwara State, who recently completed their training on fodder production, courtesy of the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, L-Press, and the World Bank. One of the state officers of the L-Press, Nureni Razak, is confident that when commercialized, fodder production can lead to enhanced livestock productivity and improved livelihood for farmers.
If agriculture is not business, everybody knows that one. By the time people goes into that production, like we have some food that's like this Jonkao, Napier, and Bukeria, 3 months you harvest and sell, which means throughout the whole year you can produce. And they are being taught now to produce and how to do their calculation, everything they needed about the production and the accounting aspect. So with that, it's going to generate income and income for the masses.
Participants were trained in theory and practical aspects of fodder production, including how to process fodder from various crop residue into livestock feed.
We have really showed them how to produce fodder, but also how to process the fodder that they produce, including how to process the crop residue into livestock feed, the various crop residue, and even some of the tree crops and forest trees that they can get sufficient feed for livestock. And then how to commercialize it, that is how to market it, how to look for the market, how to also do the market, the storage facility that are needed, how to process and store. These are the kind of things that we have both taught them in terms of the classroom training, but also the practical aspect. And hopefully the linkages that are necessary is going to be what we will follow up. And many of them have actually shown the interest to really do things.
One of the participants, a retired Deputy Director, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, says that the training will help livestock farmers feed their animals at minimal cost.
Nigeria is going to benefit a lot, and the step Kwara State government have taken, sincerely speaking, with the level of training they have conducted so far, even if 30% to 40% of those who participated in the training take it up as a business, well, the sky is their limit, because they are going to add a lot of value, and many more people will understand that what am I doing, that I'm not even keeping anything in my house. Even we, the elite, we are part of the problem. You have almost a hectare of land for your house. It's generating nothing. Why don't you keep 2 animals?
The experts believe the next 25 years will be crucial for the country's agricultural sector, and there will be a need to intensify efforts to create more professionals in all value chains.
Staying in Kwara State, the people of Kwara North are again seeking for the understanding of the 2 other senatorial districts in the state to support them to produce the next governor of the state. This is just as the people of Moro local government are equally agitating for a National Assembly seat within the Northern Senatorial District.
Kwara North can arguably be described as the most backward economically and socially among the 3 senatorial districts in Kwara State. Since the return to democracy in 1999, Kwara Central and Kwara South have produced 4 governors, while Kwara North awaits its turn after previous attempts yielded no results.
The Kwara Central, by end of the tenure of Alhaji Abdulrahman Abrazak, the Kwara Central will produce 20 years. Kwara South will produce 4 years, 8 years. Why Kwara North have produced nothing? When we talk about equity, justice, and fairness, the Kwara North deserve to produce a governorship in 2027.
Yet the indigents of Kwara North are determined to break this jinx, and the first step is this inter-religious prayer session. The district seems to be fighting many political battles as its only Moro local government area that has neither produced a senator nor a House of Representatives member. This might explain the people's latest quest to set things right.
We believe that for the things to be, if you come with clean hand, you must come with a clean hand. We believe that in Kwara, in Moro is part of the 5 local governments that make us to Kwara North. I have told you that we are part of the Kwara project demanding for governorship to Moro. But in Kwara North, our counterpart and the bigger people that are doing the Kwara project should see that we have a peculiar problem here. What is happening? Why we are shouting to the bigger people in Kwara? We are shouting in Moro, and we are still shouting.
We know the impact of our past leaders, what they are laboring for. We, the present generation, we should not derail from the struggle. We knew what we are facing politically, economic-wise in Kwara State. So we should all come together and bring the unity within the systems in the local government to do the to fight a common front on our struggle.
There is also a realization that they can't do this alone and are appealing to the other 2 zones to allow a fair rotation of the high political offices.
Leaders from the All Progressives Congress has urged the Benue State House of Assembly to rescind its action on removing Justice Maurice Ikpembese as the state's chief judge and lift the suspension of 13 lawmakers as the lawmakers were acting outside the constitutional powers. Chairman of the APC Elders Council for Benue State Northwest Senatorial District, Mr. Akange Audu, at a press conference in Makurdi, described the removal of the chief judge of the state and suspension of 13 members of the House of Assembly as unlawful and unconstitutional.
18th, 2025, Benue State once again returned to the path of political crisis when the State House of Assembly, led by the Speaker, Mr. Andona Daju, acting on a letter from Governor Heinz Idalia, removed Justice Maurice Ikpembese as the chief judge over allegations of corruption and abuse of office. The removal also led to the suspension of 13 lawmakers from the ruling All Progressives Congress and some opposition People's Democratic Party. These elders of the APC Benue Northwest Senatorial District and loyal to the SGF have come to condemn the actions of the State Assembly.
The purported removal of the Chief Judge of Benue State by the Benue State House of Assembly
is not only a breach of constitutional provisions and legal protocol, but is also a dangerous attempt to round down the arm of government that is the hope of the common man, while eroding democratic values. The independence of the judiciary is the cornerstone of our democracy.
Speaking on the failure of the Assembly to work within its constitutional guaranteed powers, the elders warned that the Assembly has no right to suspend any lawmaker elected by a constituency to represent them.
All members of the House of Assembly are elected by their constituents. They are not under the Speaker. They are not under the majority leader. They, in turn, elected them to be their leaders. And it is wrong for a presiding officer of a House of Assembly to just sit and decide that you don't come to the Assembly, don't come for sittings. Who are you?
A former lawmaker, while appealing to his colleagues, urges the State Assembly to rescind its decision removing the Chief Judge and lift the suspension of the 13 lawmakers opposed to the CJ's removal.
The NJC, the NBA, the National Assembly, and other well-meaning members of society have risen in condemnation of that exercise. I want to advise my colleagues in the Assembly not to be ashamed. They can retract and retrace their steps. They were voted by various constituencies to represent them. They should now feel what the pulse of their constituents. What have they said in this matter? Are they happy? The answer is no.
Although the Zone 4 police headquarters in Makurdi has taken over the security for the judicial complex, where youth freely moved against 17 judges last week, the political atmosphere remains uncertain till date.
In Plateau State, the government has expressed concerns on the intervention by a parliamentarian over the rehabilitation work of a 33-kilometer road in the southern zone of the state. State Commissioner for Works, Ubadoma Lavin, told journalists in Jos that the lawmaker representing Pankshin Kanke Kanam Federal Constituency, Yusuf Gagdi, is not empowered to execute any construction works on a project with existing contracts from the state government. The House of Representatives member, however, stated that his intervention was to provide succor to members of his constituency and had to withdraw from the site after complaints from the state government.
A rural road construction with a distance of 33 kilometers spreading through Gunji Shuwer Dokbai with a spur to Tiplik in the southern zone of Plateau State is now a subject of controversy and probable litigation.
Yes, I know very well.
The Plateau State government has expressed concerns on the ongoing rehabilitation of the road, which a parliamentarian has undertook as part of his constituency projects. Plateau State Commissioner for Works, in company of ministry officials, visited the area to assess the situation, in which the government has already awarded the road construction to a contractor for execution.
Even we are not the one that award this contract. We have no business to even drag about this contract, but our image will be dragged to the mall if we don't protect the contractor who initially opened this access. And you can go and Google who is Hatch Construction Nigeria Limited, reputable firm that is known in quality construction. The people of Benue State, where they mostly work, will attest to this. We don't even know the contractor. But I think when he wrote to us and he came, it shows commitment, and His Excellency had told him, I don't want anything that would delay that work.
The lawmaker representing Pankshin, Kanke and Kanam Federal Constituency also visited the communities to express gratitude for the opportunity to intervene in the road construction. He later told journalists that the intervention was based on his desire to attend to challenges in his constituency and will not hesitate to withdraw from the site.
If you send someone to pull those machines there could be breakdown of law and order. Some of the communities may not allow those machines to leave those communities because what the bet has hand is better than 1,000 that is out of hand. So as a lover of the community, I've gone to tell the traditional rulers, the village heads, the district heads, their subordinate title holders, that this is what is happening between me and the state government, and it's not a war, it's not a crisis, it's not a fight. Let me pull those machines and situate them, look for another community within Kanki, and start working for them.
Community leaders where the road network runs through are calling for a truce and a quick return to site for the construction work to continue.
What happened was that the contractor gradually was moving the heavy equipment out of the community, and then gradually everybody disappeared.
He has come today to tell us in Gunji that he is packing his equipment to where he will start work again. We are praying for him, and the government that is coming to continue where he stopped, we are also praying for the government to continue where he has stopped. But that will not bring conflict. We don't want politics to come in, even it has come in, but God in heaven knows.
With the withdrawal of the lawmaker Yusuf Gagdi from the construction site, it is expected that the state government will now mobilize the contractor back to site for the completion of the road.
And finally, before we go, Konga 103.7 FM, Nigeria's first hit music and commerce radio station, has officially launched blending entertainment, inspiration and e-commerce. Broadcasting in Lagos on 103.7 FM and streaming globally via kongafm.com, the station is setting new standards in radio broadcasting. A major highlight is Shop on Radio, a partnership with konga.com, which started on February 24, 2025. This feature lets listeners buy products live on air without heavy internet use, offering exclusive discounts and same-day delivery in Lagos. Head of Konga FM, Ifoma Ajumobi, says the initiative integrates commerce with entertainment, transforming how Africans shop via radio. The program airs twice daily, 7 to 8 a.m. and 5 to 6 p.m. with real-time deals. Powered by AI technology, Konga FM is praised for its professionalism, unique content, and impact-driven approach, featuring gospel sessions, discussions, and hit music. Listeners can order via WhatsApp or konga.com with same-day delivery in Lagos and plans to expand to other Nigerian cities by June 2025. Businesses can also benefit from free advertising opportunities on the station. And that's where we draw the curtains on this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Enjoy the rest of your day.